The breaking point. Patton's tanks drink deep. December 20th, 1944. 11:47 hours. A windswept ridge south of Bastogne, snow slashing sideways like shrapnel. General George S. Patton Jr. stands on the fender of a half-track, binoculars pressed to his frost-rimmed eyes. Below him, the 4th Armored Division's Shermans, Combat Command A. Colonel Wendell Blanchard, idle in perfect rows, engines ticking as they cool. Each tank's fuel gauge hovers just above a quarter. Enough for 20 miles, maybe. Patton lowers the glasses, turns to his G4 logistics officer, Colonel Walter J. Muller. "Where's my goddamn gas, Walt?" Muller checks his watch, then the horizon. Red Ball Convoy 1047C 120 trucks. Due in 18 minutes. Patton snorts. "If they're late, I'll court-martial the snow." The minutes crawl. Wind howls. Tank crews stamp feet, slap arms, curse the cold. A runner skids up with a radio message. German counterattack massing west of the town. Tigers. Panthers. Maybe 200. If the 101st Airborne inside Bastogne runs dry, the whole Bulge collapses. Then faint at first, a low rumble, not artillery, not aircraft. Engines. Hundreds of them. Headlights pierce the whiteout like spear points. The lead truck, a battered GMC driven by Sergeant William G. Moore. Yes, the same man, unshaven, eyes like bullet holes, crests the ridge doing 40. Behind him, 119 more, canvas flapping, horns blaring a rebel yell. Moore brakes hard, slides sideways, stops nose to nose with Patton's half-track. He hops down, tosses a salute that's half mockery. "General, your bar tab's here." "Sign for it." Patton grins like a wolf. "Son, you just saved Christmas." Crews swarm, hoses snake from truck to tank. 68,000 gallons in 20 minutes. Sherman's burp, roar, lurch forward. Blanchard's lead tank, Thunderbolt 7, takes the first slug of high octane and charges down the slope toward the German salient. Cut to the German side. Oberst Meinrad von Laukert, 2nd Panzer Division, watches through a scissor scope. His own fuel bowser sits empty, needle on zero. He sees the American tanks move, not limp, not crawl, move and nose. His voice is barely a whisper. They refueled in the field. In combat, in this weather. Back on the ridge, the last Red Ball truck empties, turns, and is already rolling west for the next load. Moore lights a cigarette off his manifold, exhales smoke into the storm. "Told you, General. We don't stop. We reload." Patton climbs into his Jeep, slaps the driver. "Let's go liberate some real estate." You taste the abyss of the wind, feel the ground tremble under 30-ton tracks. And you understand, the Ardennes isn't a battle of steel. It's a race between a pipeline that never sleeps and a Reich that's already out of breath. The collapse. A tiger runs dry December 26th, 1944, 14:22 hours. A narrow forest track outside Celle, Belgium, pines sagging under wet snow. SS Obersturmführer Michael Wittmann's Tiger I, hull number 205, coughs its last plume of blue exhaust and dies. The 56-ton beast sits silent, turret slewed toward the sky like a broken neck. Fuel gauge. Empty. Ammunition. 3 rounds. Crew 4 men, faces black with oil and despair. Wittmann climbs out, boots crunching. He stares west. Through the trees he sees them again. Headlights. Endless. Mocking. Another Red Ball column. Run 189D, 94 trucks, 620 tons of 80 octane, thundering past on the parallel road, 400 meters away. Close enough to hear the drivers singing. Close enough to smell their coffee. He lifts his flare pistol, fires a red star shell. It arcs, bursts, dies. No response. No miracle. Behind him, his gunner, Unterscharfer Balthasar Wall, kicks the track. "We took Villers-Bocage with less ammo than this, Herr Obersturmführer. Now we can't move a kilometer." Wittmann doesn't answer. He's counting. 1 truck every 8 seconds. 450 an hour. 10,800 a day. Each one a moving gas station, rolling spare parts depot, mobile chow line. A kilometer back, Generalleutnant Fritz Bayerlein's command half-track idles on fumes. His radio operator, Jeffreiter Hans Dietrich, monitors American frequencies. He translates in real time. Convoy 11 Nantia cleared Liege E3 Lining ETA Bastogne E6 30 110 rigs. 800 tons, priority Patton. Dietrich looks up. They're feeding the breakthrough like it's Sunday dinner. Bayerlein slams the map table. The Ardennes offensive, Hitler's last gamble, is 11 days old. Planned for 800,000 gallons of captured fuel. Captured, 40,000. Burned, 1.2 million. The math is a guillotine. Whitman walks to the road's edge, hidden by underbrush. A Red Ball truck slows just enough for a sharp curve. The driver, Private First Class Robert L. Johnson, leans out, spots the Tiger's silhouette. He flashes a grin, honks twice, and guns it. The truck-ass canvas flaps reveal crates stamped Quartermaster Corps high-octane handle with care. Johnson's voice carries on the wind. "Tell your cat to drink water, Jerry." The Tiger crew watches the taillights vanish. No rage, just numbness. You hear the Tiger's engine tick as it cools, metal contracting like a dying heart. You see Whitman's shoulders sag, the same man who once knocked out 14 tanks in 15 minutes. And you know, the King Tiger, terror of the steppe, has been slain not by a bazooka, but by a grocery run. The Reckoning von Rundstedt's final order, January 3rd, 1945, 7:10 hours. A candlelit cellar beneath a half-collapsed chateau in the Eifel, maps tacked to damp stone, the air thick with mildew and defeat. Generalfeldmarschall Gerd von Rundstedt sits alone, greatcoat unbuttoned, a single bottle of schnapps open. The Ardennes offensive is bleeding out. 16 days, 120,000 casualties, 700 tanks lost or abandoned. His last fuel report, 47,000 gallons total. For the entire Western Front, enough for one panzer division to move 40 kilometers. Once. The door creaks. General Hasse von Manteuffel enters, face gaunt, eyes hollow. He salutes stiffly. "Herr Feldmarschall, 5th and 6th Panzer Armies request permission to withdraw to the Siegfried Line. We have no petrol, no ammunition, no hope." Von Rundstedt doesn't look up. He traces a finger along the Red Ball route on the map, now marked in thick blue crayon from Cherbourg to the Rhine. "They delivered 89,000 tons in December alone," he says, voice flat. 89,000. We planned for 4,000 captured. We got 400. Manteuffel hesitates. The Führer is in Berlin." Von Rundstedt cuts in, counting trucks on newsreels. He lifts the schnapps, drinks, sets the bottle down hard. "Issued the order, retrograde movement, effective immediately. Burn what we cannot carry." Outside, a runner waits with a captured American field telephone. Its bell rings clear. Urgent. Manteuffel answers. Listens. His face drains. He hands up, turns back. Bastogne is relieved. Patton linked with the 101st at 1651 yesterday. The corridor is open. Red Ball convoys are already rolling through. Von Rundstedt closes his eyes. He sees Bayerlein's dented ESSO can, Whitman's stranded Tiger, Moore's grin in the snow. The endless headlights. He stands, buttons his coat. "Tell the men. The war in the West is logistically concluded." You hear the scratch of his pen as he signs the withdrawal order. You smell the candle guttering, wax pooling like blood. And you feel the Reich's spine snap, not under a bomb, not under a shell, but under the weight of 6.6 tires that never stop turning. The epilogue, a road that never ends, March 7th, 1945, 10:05 hours. The banks of the Rhine at Remagen, the Ludendorff Bridge sagging but intact. American boots already echoing across its girders. Sergeant William G. Moore stands on the hood of his battered GMC, run 2141F, 142 trucks strong, cigarette dangling, watching the 1st Shermans of the 9th Armored Division rumble east. Behind him, the Red Ball Express stretches back 400 miles to the sea, no longer a sprint, now a marathon that has outlived the war it was born to win. A war correspondent, Ernie Pyle's replacement, shoves a microphone up. "Sergeant, you've driven over 200,000 miles since D-Day. What's it feel like to see the Rhine?" Moore exhales smoke, squints at the river. "Feels like overtime, sir. We still got a shift in Japan." Cut to the far bank. A lone German sentry, Lanzer Karl Richter, 19 years old, rifle slung, watches the convoy cross. His unit surrendered at dawn, no fuel, no orders, no fight left. He counts the trucks aloud, voice cracking, 100, 200. He loses track at 300. Somewhere upstream, Generalleutnant Fritz Bayerlein, now a prisoner, stares from a jeep window and whispers the same numbers like a prayer. The stats roll in, cold and merciless. Red Ball Express, August 1944, March 1945. 412,193 tons delivered. Peak day, February 12, 1945, 19,823 tons. Drivers, 23,000 men, 70% African American. Cost, 49 lives, 11 trucks to mines, 0 to breakdowns that stop the line. Moore hops down, slaps the fender. Let's roll, boys. Berlin's waiting on breakfast. The convoy lurches forward. Engines harmonizing, tires humming the song that broke an empire. You taste the diesel again. Feel the vibration in your chest. You see the Rhine shrink in the rearview mirror. Just another checkpoint on a road that never ends. And you understand, the greatest weapon of World War II wasn't the Tiger, the B-17, or the atomic bomb. It was a 2.5-ton truck with a red circle painted on the door, and the men who kept it moving. END.